Hello guys, would Taylen Kinney be a good fit for Kentucky? We've been talking about several recruits that interest the Wildcats these days, but this is one name that stands out a lot. Let's get to the news. Mark Pope, a coach who has demonstrated an ability not only to identify talent, but also to build genuine relationships with young prospects. In this context, the name Talon Kenny emerges as a rare gem in the national high school basketball scene, a player who has attracted the interest of almost 40 college programs, and whose potential seems to be exactly the kind of piece that Kentucky needs to continue its trajectory of excellence. With rankings ranging from 14th to 21st in the national rankings for the class of 2026, Kinney is not just another name on a long list of recruits. He's a versatile athlete, molded by years of consistent performance dating back to his days at Newport, where he made an undeniable mark by amassing an impressive 220 points before moving on to overtime elite in Atlanta. His transition to prep school not only increased his level of competition, but also put his name in the spotlight of scouts across the country. Playing alongside Jasper Johnson, already committed to Kentucky, was another important chapter in that journey, further cementing the bond between him and the Lexington program. Mark Pope's recent home visit to Kinney was both a strategic and symbolic move. At a time when recruiters are trying to capture the attention of one of the best players of his generation, Pope demonstrated that Kentucky is willing to put in the time and effort to bring Kinney to Rupp Arena. This personal approach may seem simple, but it resonates deeply with athletes and their families, especially when it comes to a program as large as Kentucky. For Pope, landing Kinney would be more than just a recruiting win. It would be a clear sign that his vision for the future of the program is starting to take shape. Kinney's potential impact on Kentucky basketball is immense. With his scoring ability, defensive versatility, and ability to work well with other talent, as demonstrated alongside Johnson in overtime elite, he has all the makings of a player who could thrive in Pope's system. Plus, his experience in big moments, like winning state titles at Newport, shows he has the mentality to handle the constant pressure that comes with wearing the blue and white uniform. For Pope, who is still establishing his identity as Kentucky's head coach, the arrival of a player like Kinney could be a game-changer, not only because of the raw talent he would bring to the team, but also because of the message it would send to the high school basketball world, that Kentucky is still the ultimate destination for the best players in the country. Kinney's short list of 15 schools includes some of the most storied programs in college basketball, such as Alabama, Kansas, and Tennessee, but also puts Kentucky in a strong position, thanks to the program's storied reputation and Pope's tireless efforts to build a real connection with the athlete. As Kinney weighs his options during his senior year, many eyes will be on him. His decision will be closely watched not only by Kentucky fans, but by those who follow college basketball as well. For Pope and his staff, securing Kinney's signature would be a significant coup, both in the short and long term. It would be proof that Kentucky continues to attract the best talent in the country, and that Pope is on the right track to take the program back to the top of the national stage. In a sport where recruiting is often compared to an art, Mark Pope is doing a great job at Kentucky. And if Taylen Kinney is the next big name to join the project, it's going to be big. The 2026 talent search cycle is about to enter a pivotal moment. Among the names expected to stir up conversations in the coming months, few shine as brightly as Daron Parks, a four-star offensive lineman from Cardinal Mooney in Sarasota, Florida. With his official visit to Kentucky's campus scheduled for June, the Wildcats have the opportunity to impress a prospect who is on the radar of giants like Auburn, Penn State, and Ohio State, programs that not only have a history of recruiting, but are also willing to invest heavily in securing his services. Daron Parks is a big guy on the offensive line. Ranked as the number 354 overall prospect in the 2026 On3 industry rankings, in addition to being the 55th best player in the state of Florida, he represents exactly the type of athlete who can change the dynamics of a program. His versatility, strength, and technical ability are attributes that draw the attention of top recruiters, and his presence on the field has the potential to significantly strengthen any offensive system. For Kentucky, a program that has worked hard to establish itself as one of the most competitive in the SEC, securing Parks would be more than just a recruiting win. It would be a clear sign that the Mark Stoops-led project is starting to attract elite players at key positions. Parks' official visit to Kentucky's campus is scheduled for June 2022, putting the Wildcats in a strategic position on the player's visiting schedule. He already has commitments from Auburn, May 30th, June 1st, Penn State, June 6th, 8th, and Ohio State, June 13th, 15, meaning Kentucky will be the last program to receive his attention before he begins to weigh his final options. That order could be seen as an advantage, as recruiters will have a chance to leave a lasting impression while Parks reflects on his past experiences. Offensive line coach Eric Wolford will be a key player in this process, as his ability to connect with players and demonstrate the program's development plan will be essential in convincing Parks that Lexington is the right place for him to grow. However, the competition will be fierce. Auburn, in particular, has made a big push to attract Parks, and its track record of successfully developing strong offensive lines certainly works in the Tigers' favor. Ohio State, on the other hand, is a recruiting machine that rarely fails to attract the best talent in the country, especially at positions like offensive line. And Penn State, with its strong base in the Northeast and a growing reputation in national recruiting, also enters as a serious contender. In this scenario, Kentucky will need to not only stand out, but also offer something unique that resonates with Parks and his family. For the Wildcats, offensive line is a priority area in the 2026 recruiting cycle. While the program has made significant strides recently, such as signing Jarvis Strickland to play tackle, there is still room to bolster that area with high-impact pieces. Adding Parks to the roster would be a masterstroke, solidifying the position and providing the team with a solid foundation to face the SEC's relentless defenses. Additionally, his signing could serve as a catalyst to attract other high-profile prospects, creating a positive domino effect in recruiting. The summer promises to be a busy one for the program, with several offensive line targets expected to be on campus. Parks is just one of the names that will be in Lexington, but his visit carries special weight. Not only does it represent an opportunity to strengthen the Wildcats' offensive line, but it also sends a clear message to the recruiting world. Kentucky is ready to compete with the nation's top programs for the most sought-after talent. If Parks decides to don the blue and white, it will be another exciting chapter in Kentucky football's steady rise. And that's what we want to see. Good guys in football. Comment.